People have been trying to foretell the future for as long as we've been around as a species, but perhaps they've been looking in the wrong places. If anyone or entity is going to predict the future correctly, it's likely going to be The Simpsons. During its 30 successful years, fans have learned to dismiss The Simpsons simply as a cartoon for kids while serving as the basis of modern comedy. Across more than 600 episodes, Fox's cartoon has had many moments that have manifested themselves in real life. Matt Groening's hit animated sitcom has delivered countless storylines over 27 seasons. From the death of Kobe Bryant to Donald Trump's shocking death prediction, the writers of The Simpsons have created scenes in the show that spookily go on to mirror real-life events. The spookiest thing is that they might have even predicted the current global health situation 27 years ago, when a deadly virus came to Springfield from Asia. Although many of the writers claim it's mainly coincidence, because the episodes are so old that history repeats itself. That hasn't stopped viewers from fearing that some other worrying predictions that they've made are still yet to come true. With that said, let's take a look at the top 12 Simpsons predictions for 2025. 1. Large-scale environmental disaster. This prediction occurred in the Simpsons movie from 2007, which talked about numerous pretty strange things, many of which could be predictions of future events. One thing in particular stands out. The movie's central theme is about a massive environmental disaster that most definitely could happen, but it fixes it in a genuinely implausible way. Homer dumps pig feces in the already dangerously polluted Springfield Lake. This caused an environmental crisis that forced the country to quarantine Springfield by placing a giant bubble over the town. Although the bubble is a bit outrageous and would probably never happen, the part about the environmental disaster might just be a significant warning to us in the future. Companies are becoming more and more careless in the way they do business, which has a major effect on our lives and our environment. 2. Flying cars. Back in 2005, Professor Frank invented the machine that allowed Bart and Lisa to see into their future. As in 2013, Marge left Homer because he blew through their savings on an underwater house and spent what he had left over on a hover car. Homer: sometimes people just grow apart like me and your mom. Bart: no, Mom dumped you because you blew all our money on this underwater house. Although the car is the prototype and the ride is a bit bumpy, it does get them through a quantum tunnel. In the 1992 episode called Itchy and Scratchy Land, the movie finishes with a scene 40 years into the future. The scene shows a much-aged Homer and Bart being passed by a Star Trek-style hover car as they walk to a cinema while walking down the street. Hover cars seem to be complete normalcy. The fact that we all know hover cars have been in the making for a while suggests that the concept won't be implausible by this point in time. But hold on, because a company called Samsung Sky is ready to set off their first hover cars. Finally, we can beat the stubborn traffic in town, maybe in 2025. 3. For moving to Mars. One of the main talking points in recent years is the colonization of Mars. Numerous people have already applied to go and live on Mars to help turn the planet into a human colony. Although this hasn't happened yet, one episode of The Simpsons shows a world where Lisa and Marge are sent to Mars on a mission to build a habitat there. Marge is not excited when Lisa signs up as a volunteer for a future one-way trip to Mars. In fact, hoping to prevent Lisa, the whole family signs up. The concept behind exploration and its expedition is to colonize the red planet before 2026. Although the takeoff fails, Lisa and Marge make it to Mars in 2051, only for Lisa to announce she wants to move to Venus. Lisa, my life. If I want to leave Mars and move to Venus, you can't stop me. If we ask Elon Musk about this, it would definitely happen in the near future. 4. Music-induced mind control. Some people claim the episode featuring mind control through music was one of the scariest they have ever seen, and it indeed gives you shivers. The episode in question is New Kids on the Block from 2001, featuring a plot that shows Bart Milhouse Nelson and Ralph becoming members of a boy band named Party Posse. But here is the real case. The band is actually a PSYOP scheme by the U.S. Navy to bombard children with subliminal messages. Their hit song Drop the Bomb features the chorus Ivanet Nioj, which is of course Join the Navy, spelled backwards. The entry may be making its way into the Simpsons prediction. That has come true sooner rather than later. As some people believe that hip-hop lyrics brainwash listeners, most people even like to think that secular music has long been used by the elites to control the masses. 5. Virtual reality overload. Another eerie episode from the animated series tackled the issue of virtual reality. Although The Simpsons might not have predicted the actual rise of virtual reality, they did predict the dangers that overusing virtual reality technology could cause. The episode Friends and Family takes place in 2030, showing Homer and Marge using virtual fudge via VR glasses and feeding tubes. Homer virtual fudge tastes like crap. You'd think the whole virtual no calories thing would have cut down the junk food junkie patriarch. It didn't. In reality, a company called Aerobanquets RMX has finally made this technology come to fruition. In the meantime, Royal Caribbean is looking into giving their cruise line guests a VR dining experience in the real world. With every bite of food, you are transported to a new setting. However, bad things start to happen due to this, including cars hitting people, because they're walking around with their headsets on the street. Soon people become so fascinated by the fake reality that they lose touch with the real world, becoming wholly disconnected from what's around them. 6. Death of Pope Francis. In the wild episode The Last Pope-orama, Pope Francis tragically passes away during a visit to Springfield. After choking on a crusty burger labeled 100% divine beef, the Vatican scrambles to elect a new pope. But due to a very suspicious clerical error, courtesy of Homer faxing the wrong file, a mysterious African cardinal takes the throne as the first and last black pope. His first decree: no more Latin, just vibes and making oaths with the devil. Then in a shocking twist, he announces the Catholic Church is merging with Mons of Science LLC, a shady tech company run by Mr. Burns. Soon Springfield's churches are replaced with AI confession booths, and the new holy text is just Burns' face on an iPad saying, "Obey." Bart starts a conspiracy podcast claiming the new pope is ushering in the beast system, which turns out to be the Antichrist system. Meanwhile, Lisa uncovers the real truth. The actual Antichrist is Obama, the eternally unlucky salesman.